This is Sabri Suby's $7.8 billion funnel. But it's not what you expect, because instead of driving traffic straight to a sales page, what he does is completely different than what most people do. And it's what you should be doing in your business. So in this video, I'm breaking down everything from top of the funnel to middle of the funnel to bottom of the funnel so that you can apply it in your own business. Let's dive in. Now, if you don't know this gentleman, he is one of the best marketers in the game. He wrote the book Sell Like Crazy like 8 years before Hormozi came out and wrote Offers and Leads. And if you go through it, it's really, really, really good, and it's very similar. He even talks about crafting a Godfather offer, which sounds surprisingly similar to Hormozi's Grand Slam offer, right? An offer you can't refuse. That's the idea. So he is the founder of King Kong, which is the fastest growing digital agency in Australia. He's the author of Sell Like Crazy, this fantastic book. And he's built a funnel system with $7.8 billion in sales. And he runs one of the funniest, most unique type of funnels and ads, and you might have seen them. He's also appeared on Shark Tank. The guy is a savage. So the top of the funnel stuff, which is really interesting, he tests ads very differently than what most people do. If you see, I'll actually go to the Facebook library here and pull it up for you. So you can see they're running 230 ads. A lot of them are driving people straight to a strategy call, but those are not the ones I want to be talking to you about. So you can see here, let me just open up some of the, obviously he's testing, hundreds of ads.
So if there's one thing that I'm good at, it is marketing. I have got thousands of clients.
This is very true. You are very good at marketing, Sabri. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, you can see that he's running a bunch of testimonial type ads. He's running a bunch of eye-catching ads around Rolex and Louis Vuitton. He's made a whole bunch of YouTube videos about that same topic. But the ones that I'm really interested in looking at are slightly further down, and they've been running for quite a while, so you know that they're really good. So it's these ones here. Here's how you tickle the pickle. Here is how you tickle the pickle with just the craziest, like look at that. Obviously that's Zuck. And I'll show you where these lead in just a second. But he runs ads with Zuckerberg in it and lots of long form copy. He is the master at long form copy. Okay, and then you can see more Zuckerberg, Google. So let's maybe we should bring up one of these and just sort of see the type of copy that he writes. I'd give everything to know how to rank #1 on Google. Let's not beat around the bush here, amigo. You've tried SEO more than once. It didn't work. Surprise, surprise. And you've had it up to your eyeballs with lying SEO agency scumbags who sold you the world. I feel like I need to be present here and do the hand gestures. Who sold you the world and at best delivered an atlas. Let me guess, you sign up for some 30 keyword package on a promise. It would be the top of Google. Then these so-called experts spammed your website with SEO copywriting. They filled it with incomprehensible gibberish that made it look like your website had a keyword spasm. So, really colloquial terms here that are, very different. And then he even has things like, in walks the devil. Listen here, while Facebook and Google ads are great, the fact is the highest converting, most valuable, and profitable exploding traffic on planet comes from Google's organic listings. Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you think to yourself, who is reading this? The guy is making billions of dollars. So obviously there are people out there who are reading this. And in fact, every single time you test it, long form copy converts better than short form copy. It just is a fact. Hard stop. End of the story. End of discussion. Right? It's one of those you can't argue with it. And so these are all of. If your knees go weak when I whisper ROAS, you're going to want to read every word of this ad, and really, really well done. And so he's got a bunch of SEO ones, and so that's what I've broken down here. He's got a bunch of where are we? He's got a bunch of Facebook ad strategy lead magnets and a whole bunch of SEO secrets. And so this is the Tickle the Pickle Facebook lead magnet. Now, the main thing that I'm trying to communicate here is that what he doesn't do is he doesn't just drive people straight to a sales page or just to a book a call. He does that too, don't get me wrong. He drives people, like if we look at some of the other ads he's running, he drives people straight to book a call. However, I don't have access to his ads manager. I would imagine that a lot of this is retargeting. A lot of it is retargeting. Where like just a masterclass in how to keep someone's attention. Like, look at this, the pop-up, unbelievable. So the top of the funnel, all of it drives to free lead magnet. Now, I think Hormozi has one of the best examples of what a lead magnet is. So instead of, and again, Hormozi hasn't like pioneered the lead magnet. Sabri Suby hasn't pioneered the lead magnet, but they've just made it really easy to understand. And so instead of selling them direct to the core offer, you give them something free where there's a mini offer, you build trust, you get way more opt-ins, and then you hit them with retargeting or emails. And then you push them to your core offer. And so many business owners that I speak to, I'm like, okay, we're going to run this lead magnet offer. And like, no, we need to run them straight to the page. We don't want to deal with lead magnets. I'm like, you're going to get way higher conversions, way more opt-ins. You're going to increase the size of your list, and you're going to just make more money. Isn't that the goal here? Oh, it's going to take too long, they say. And I'm like, well, would you rather it take an extra couple weeks or be broke and have to shut the business down? So, like, you know, that's what I want to communicate here mainly, is that Sabri doesn't go straight for the neck. He goes, here's a whole bunch of value. Give me your email. And then he sends you a whole bunch of indoctrination. So I'm going to go through this and actually like give him my email address. So you can see here, again, more long form copy. Dear Business Builder, if you'd like to know the fastest, simplest, and most certain way to get more customers, as many customers as possible using Facebook ads, then this will be the most exciting message you'll ever read. Here's why. And then he presents like a story and a whole bunch of proof and social proof, and like he fleshes out all the problems that you face. And then more social proof, and then like a whole bunch of fascination bullets of the things that you're going to discover in the free report. Just because it's free doesn't mean that you just need to put it on a landing page and go, click this button to get it for free. Fun fact, when I do this, it asks me for my email. In the mind of your prospects, their email address is actually worth $15. And so if what you're offering does not equal or exceed $15 of value, they will not opt in. You can't just put the lead magnet with a button and say, download this. You need to sell it, right? So there's another massive mistake that I see. So I'm going to put my details in here and then click this. I don't want to like dox all of my phone numbers and stuff. Okay, so I enter details, and you can see it's redirecting me. And so instead of giving me my lead magnet, so success, your free report will arrive in 10 minutes. While you wait, watch this. So it redirects me to a VSL.
I used this funnel in 1,067 different niches to generate over $7.8 billion in sales. And today, as a total and blatant shameless bribe, I'm going to give it to you for free.
Plus, I'm also going to give you...
So it's a fantastic VSL that you can't skim through, and then it drives you to book this free strategy session. So it's like pulls out all the dopamine inside you. And if we look at, and again, look at this. Hold on there, Jordan. So everything is personalized. It's just fantastic. So this looks like Meta, YouTube, Google ad, lead magnet, Facebook ads strategy that you can download. It dumps you into this VSL, and then the VSL sells a 30-minute strategy call. And if you don't, then if you don't opt in immediately because maybe you're sitting on the toilet and you don't have time, it hits you with a whole bunch of retargeting stuff in the middle of the funnel. So it delivers your lead magnet, and then you're on his list. And that's when the fun begins, because most people don't purchase straight away. They need to be constantly reminded. So this one comes, I think, immediately after if you don't watch the end of the video. So he's got some tracking software on this page. on this page, and I suggest that you actually click the links in this document. By the way, if you want all the links and all the documents and you want this Miro board, you can get it in my free school group, Dopamine Digital, linked down below. It's completely free. There's a whole bunch of breakdowns of all of these guys' different funnels with all the Miro boards that I've used to break down all of the funnels with the links and everything, so you can literally go through it step by step and just copy paste and get it as much inspiration as possible. Because, like, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? So again, there's almost 4,500 other business owners, marketers, agency owners, service operators, all in this group. And the whole purpose of this group is to take all of these marketing secrets and help make them easy to understand and implementable so that you can take action in your business today with them. Again, totally free. First link in the description. So I suggest you actually get onto his email list because his copy is absolutely fantastic. And the way that he writes is so much better than what most people do. And it's contrary to what most people think. You need to give people super short, easy to consume pieces of content, like lots of bright colors, lots of images, lots of video. People have got TikTok brain. They're not going to sit and watch a 30-minute video. It needs to be 60 seconds. Well, this is like a 45-minute VSL, I believe, right? I watched through it before. It's at least 35 minutes. And so if you're a business owner and you think that you need to create something that's really quick and catchy, you don't. You just need to create something better, okay? So increase your standards. Don't decrease the amount of time that you make your VSLs or condense your copy into 5 lines, you know. So just make your stuff better. Like, look at this. This starts with the subject, "I'm watching you, Jordan." And so, of course, I'm going to open that. And then he goes, "but not in a creepy way. You see, technology tells me you checked out my free training, and then you left right before the best bit." Wipes tear. "Look, Jordan, what did I ever do to you, huh? But seriously, I'm hoping you just got busy. If so, no worries. I'm going to leave. Give you one more chance to watch the training." Right? He's talking about this. "Before we burn the bridges, light your email address on fire, call the police, and say goodbye to you forever." Jokes. Like, who writes like this these days anymore? Who's got the bollocks to write like this? Nobody. All right? So, you know, be bold, be different, be interesting. Get rid of your ChatGPT slop. No one wants to read that garbage. And it's just like, it's so good. It's so good. So he pushes you back to the page. So it's like, all right, if you don't make it through the full VSL, the emails push you back to the VSL, which sells the 30-minute strategy. And then the strategy call, obviously, is to get you into the agency. And so in the agency, what they teach you, you know, because I've had people who have worked with them before, and I've paid for his courses and some of his trainings. What they teach you is to create a lead magnet and then basically duplicate the funnel that you go through to get into the agency. And so it's just like, it works, so why would we try and teach you something that doesn't work? We use it because it works. I use it because it works. You should be using it because it works. Instead of trying to cold email people and say, "Hey, first name, I want to get you on a sales call and close you," we reach out with value. We reach out with podcasts, keynotes, white paper studies. And so, you know, I share a whole bunch of that stuff inside the group here, and I have videos on this channel breaking down how to do that cold outreach with lead magnets if you are a B2B agency or service business. And so they're high production quality, polished, but very, very entertaining, right? Like, okay, and let me see if I can find some of these, because Sabri actually ran...
This is Louis Vuitton, the most
Look at this. He's running a 15-minute ad, and you're afraid to run something longer than 30 seconds? Get out of here.
All right, I just found something.
12 minutes is this ad.
I used this funnel in
25 minutes. He's running a 25-minute ad on Facebook, guys. All right? It works. You think people are just scrolling and you have to hit them with like cat memes and stuff, and it has to be under 30 seconds. This is a 25-minute ad. This is a 25-minute ad from a guy that's generated almost $8 billion. So what are you doing? What's your excuse? Of course he's got the short ones, but these are retargeting ads. always...
This is me going in-store to try and buy...
26 minutes. So always leading with humor, value, entertainment, hooking you in, because he knows that that's what you're on Facebook for. You're on there to get entertained.
The business couldn't have been what it is now if we hadn't had those.
Retargeting ads, case studies, testimonials, pummel you with case studies and testimonials. If you don't have case studies, what are you doing? You need to get them, guys. And then, so on Meta as well, he's just omnipresent. On Google, I should say, he's omnipresent. You can see he just shows up everywhere, King Kong. And as soon as you land on his page, you'll just notice no matter what page you're on, if it's in the Google Ads network, you just get hit with King Kong. You just get hit with all of his stuff, as it should be. And so this is top of the funnel. The middle of the funnel here is where I haven't even shown you the SEO stuff. So let's go to the SEO page. Brand new SEO G5 method opens the floodgates to free traffic and makes you a god on Google. Send me my free report. So I'll show you what happens. I'm going to fill this out. And again, it redirects me to the same VSL, you know. So it's just like all roads lead to this VSL, at least in this funnel, and then all roads lead to this strategy session here. And then you can go through here and fill it out, and that's kind of what I've done here. And I've detailed like the whole process. And so at the end of the form, there's a time to book a call, and I imagine that they will actually. It might be interesting to actually get on a call with his staff and sort of see how they do that. Now, the main thing I want you guys to take away from this is that, yes, he's running a whole bunch of ads and it's costing him lots of money. And he's driving them to something that doesn't directly make him money immediately. And then he's pushing them after that into a VSL. He's not going straight from here to here. And he's not going straight from here to email to here. There is a VSL in between, right? Because a VSL is really important. It indoctrinates you. It warms you up. It makes you understand all of the concepts and things that you're talking about. Hormozi says before any sales call, you need to be putting a VSL in between every single call. Fill it with all of the objection handling and all that kind of stuff. It's just way more efficient than going through it one by one. And think about it like a salesperson going through all of their common objections and explaining your process and your method and warming people up. Plus, people need about 7 hours before they buy from you. And so if there's a 30-minute VSL beforehand, it takes care of a lot of the heavy lifting. And then after that, he dumps you on his newsletter. I highly suggest that you get on Sabri Suby's email list. Like, you know, I'm on his list, and it's so entertaining to read. He sends you crazy things all the time. Like, I know. It's a fantastic subscribe, but there are only a handful of people that I really like use my main email address to subscribe to, and Sabri is certainly one of them. So I'd highly recommend that. And then you can sort of see the types of subject lines that he uses to catch attention, the type of cadence and the type of tone that he uses in his email, and take some inspiration from that. And then for the love of God, have a VSL in between, and then don't just drive people straight to the free call. You can retarget people who go through this funnel, but it works a lot better if you lead with value first. It takes ever so slightly longer, but it's significantly more profitable. And again, if we talk about the levels of awareness, which I talked about in another video, you'll see that this is the way to capture the most people who are problem unaware and educate them on the problem, and then educate them on the solution, then educate them on your solution, and then make them most aware and make them turn them into clients. And so that's a breakdown of Sabri Suby's funnel. I have a whole bunch more planned for Sabri Suby because he runs so many funnels. The guy's an absolute advertising god. And if you want to see those ones that are coming, make sure you like and subscribe. Of course, I'm going to be dumping all of this inside the free school group, link down below. So make sure you're in there as well. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.